This is not the XX version of the AJ and McCall show after the show. That was like the last 5 minutes before this, but hey, it's after the show!
After the show! Pew, 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 pew!
We're going to apologize in advance if tears are shed during this after show podcast.
It's from Producer Butters.
Yeah, I was
that
say,
poor human
tried
needs
really
some
hard
help.
not to make it happen.
Every
it's
day.
just so emotional on the inside. You wouldn't be able to tell by looking at him or talking to him or spending any time whatsoever with him. But on the inside...
What was that supposed to mean?
We love you, Producer Butters.
Today's word on Sesame Street is conflict.
CONFLICT. I was going to do it really long, but I figured that was, nah.
I would have got lost.
I was bored.
I don't know where I'm
I
at.
was waiting
I'm
to
sorry,
see if you
Wetward.
spelled it correctly.
I typed it out right here, so I was mostly just going off of the cheat sheet.
Smart.
Thanks
Oh,
for
let's pick a
planning
random
ahead.
scenario out of thin air. Let's say
Hello,
you have someone in your
conflict,
life
my old friend.
that you've spent a fair amount of time with and you've shared things,
I'd say
personal
vulnerable,
things. Yeah, vulnerable is a good word.
Conversations.
And they have turned around and in kind been a total D-bag. They
Yeah.
don't care. They talk about themselves. They only care about themselves. They're self-involved.
They give none
Happened
issues
to me several times.
about you. So how do you deal with it, Producer Butters?
How do you deal
For
with it,
those
Producer
who are
Butters?
curious.
Mom, how do I deal
Look,
with this?
I'm not saying that I do the right thing.
Oh, okay.
I do
listening.
nothing about it.
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong
And
thing.
then I don't talk to them ever again.
Yes,
So, in this
we
scenario-
love bitterness and resentment.
In this scenario, you have identified that this person is garbage.
Yes.
And then you just block their phone numbers like that. That's what's the first
No, I
step
don't even
here?
do that. I just don't respond.
Just done.
Oh, okay.
Done. I'm dead. Don't bother.
So it's like darts at a balloon.
DED dead.
Fair. Okay. For me, I generally feel unfinished. That sounds weird. Incomplete.
The rest is it still unwritten?
Incomplete.
You want
Yeah.
Natasha Bedingfield with this?
Unfinished sounds bad.
'Kay.
Incomplete and unfulfilled with the conclusion if I don't say something. I always feel like I want to, and part of it I think is a naivety that I'm like, all right, if I say what I say very
Yes.
concisely,
They'll grow.
They'll hear it and
Yeah.
they'll go, oh. But
I
what
shouldn't have done
happens
that.
is they go, I'm listening to you, but I'm going to ignore everything you just said and then say my thing again. And then I get mad. And usually I try a couple of times that someone's like, it's not worth it. And then I go, yeah, you're right. And then I don't talk to them ever again.
See, and that's like my route of thinking as well, is like I always think, well, maybe if I just have some sort of a conversation and I kind of like explain to them the ways that things are happening and why I'm upset.
Here's why you're still a piece of garbage.
But is it really worth your time, though?
But that's what the worry is, because it's like you'd always want to leave things in a better situation than you found them, to try and explain it and give them the opportunities for growth to see where they biffed up. However, emotionally, I feel like that is the taxing way to go.
Oh, yes.
However, I do feel like at the end of the day, I could sleep better knowing that I had said something rather than having their cycle of issues continue onward without knowingly addressing the conversation.
Yeah, ultimately, I agree with you, Producer Butters. I mean, if you can make peace with it and cut someone off, like there's a person in my family right now I'm not talking to.
Right.
And I'm at peace with it, but it's because I decided I need to state my part because I will feel better knowing, look, I tried. Here's what I said. You either did what you did with the information or we didn't do anything. And it is taxing because the few weeks that I was doing that and writing correspondence back and forth, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I felt better, and now I cannot talk to them and feel at peace because I tried multiple times, and they said, okay, I hear you, but also bye. All
But
right,
also
now here's
bye.
what I want to talk about.
Bye.
So here's an excerpt, if you will, from a book that I actually have been reading that is I think it's The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. It's an old book. Very, very old. You can tell by the last name Wattles, but one of the reactions that one of the conversations that they have is, give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value than you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. And I feel like that applies across the board when it comes to emotional transactions. You give more into the emotional transaction of, here's how you can better yourself. Here's how you can learn and grow and develop these skills. This is the knowledge that I have, but I have to wash my hands of it and I have to walk away because it is no longer fulfilling me.
Yeah. And I think that in its own right, I don't know, not that it gets you producer butters, but I think trying and fighting and then ultimately conceding itself is, to me, was growth, because I feel like, so it's easy to get angry and end it. I've done that in the past. It was stupid. It was the wrong decision. And it's easy to get overwhelmed, to keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and that's not good because it takes you down a dark path. I think ultimately the biggest thing is to realize what your breaking point is, to fight to that point, and then be like, you know what? Because at some point, I've had this conversation with that said family member, and I've told them you're a toxic person, and multiple times they've told me or asked me, I don't understand how I'm toxic. I don't understand how I'm toxic. And I'm like, when I say I can't be around you or be involved with you, I feel like that's definition, and this is a prime example. I've decided that at this point I cannot deal with you, so bye.
And for some people, it's easier to excuse away the behaviors than it is to face their internal demons and their internal issues and address, okay, so what is it about me that I actually need to be addressing and changing and shifting? But it's easier to just say, nah, you're just sensitive. You're just whatever it is, whatever the adjective is at that point. Is adjective the right word?
No,
Descriptive, whatever.
My most recent conflict involved bait and switch.
Yeah.
Here's what I think you're doing wrong that I think I'm addressing. I reached out first. This is the problem. Yeah, but you did this, this, and this. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So I'll address these, but you have done nothing to acknowledge mine. Well, I don't even know why we're fighting. You also did this, this, and this.
Right.
So
it becomes
ultimately,
a lack of self-analysis.
We're going to have a measuring contest here for who's worse, because that doesn't seem like anybody's getting anywhere. Then.
Yeah, you have lack of self-analysis, going on.
Mm-hmm.
I also use I language. I language for conflict.
Absolutely. You language for nothing. For hatred, basically. You use I language.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like,
I am
upset. I am upset that this is the way that things played
I am
out.
upset that you're upset.
I'm upset that you got offended. So those are my favorites.
I'm upset that you got offended.
I'm sorry that you were upset.
Look, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think I'm just to the point, like, I don't trust anybody. And so unless somebody's going to be vulnerable with me first, I'm probably not going to share anything.
This is something that actually we talked about very briefly before the after show started. And it was about vulnerability and like forced vulnerability. This is something that I've struggled with for my entire life. Like, I've always felt like I had to force this vulnerability in order to gain the trust and the relationship with somebody else, which has been literally one of the biggest struggles of my entire life. Because I've had to get over it. Because it's like, not everybody deserves to know your most vulnerable parts.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But it sucks because there are people who now know these vulnerable parts who have not technically gained the right access to be able to know those parts. And so now it's like, okay, how do you retract that? You can't.
But have they been vindictive about it, though? That's the thing.
No. In this situation, at least.
But that's good.
But that's the thing, is that you just don't know, because now they have this knowledge.
That's true.
It's like, are you going to be vindictive? I don't know. I have no idea. And now there's that question, because it's like, so if they're going to be talking smack to you about somebody else, they're going to be talking smack about you to somebody else.
See, and they probably think everything's fine.
Yes. And that's
what self-involved people think.
Yes.
Their world's fine. Everything's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more in line with producer butters when it comes with people. Like, I have a core set of about half a dozen people, and that's my people. I've tried to get better about letting people in, but I'm just bad about it. I'm not good at small talk, and I'm very bad at fostering not serious relationships. Like, I am comfortable on the level that I am with my super close friends, where if we don't talk for a few days, it doesn't change anything, but you can't do that with new friendships.
No.
Try to get better about being better people person, but like, it's hard to crack that 6. My 6 is my 6.
Yeah.
That's my 5. I can call them free anytime I put them in my plan.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired of like putting myself out there and trying
getting rejected,
and then just throwing it in the trash later.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm done. I don't know.
That's why we're best friends.
I've been very limited with the people. No.
What?
Told you. I've been very limited with the people that I have been letting within my inner circle. But like I said, I mean, there's a select few that it's like I force the vulnerability in order to gain, I don't know, like or what's the word that I'm looking for? Gain some form of
Trust?
acceptance, trust maybe in their eyes. And so it's like now I feel like that was just like a young move from me. And now I'm feeling very much like disappointed in myself, disappointed in this person.
But hey, you've learned something from it.
But hey, I've learned something from it. Only 2 emotional breakdowns and I've learned something. It's great. I love that.
Scars heal, McCall. The laughter lasts forever.
Ha ha ha.
How about this one, Producer Butters? You want to tackle this one for me with you and all your trust issues that you have? So last week, I was just physically and mentally exhausted and emotionally exhausted. A very frustrating week. And so I didn't talk to a ton of people outside of work. I came, I got the stuff done I had to at work. I went home, mostly was just at home. So one of those people I hadn't talked to in a little bit sends me a message. Says, hey, how are you doing? Near the end of the week. And I thought, all right, I haven't talked to this person a whole lot because I've been busy and just haven't wanted to talk to people. I should do this. So I text back, honestly, I'm a little bit frustrated and I'm really exhausted this week. And they immediately respond back, oh, yeah, I hear that. I'm really frustrated right now, too, and just really exhausted. And I thought to myself, cool. I took the hook. They were fishing to have a conversation about themselves. This is awesome.
They wanted to vent to
Yep.
you.
Yep. And there's some people that it's
I
like,
got the response ready. I'm just waiting for any kind of indication. What banana emoji? Nothing. I'm sending my response.
all right,
There it
here
is, go.
it is. Yep. Yeah, that sucks.
And again, I would like to clarify, as we did on the show, I have no problem listening and this person vent and helping them. That's not the issue.
Yes.
I just, at that moment, had decided all week long, I don't want to talk to anybody. And then in that moment decided, okay, I'm ready to talk. And that person was like, cool, shut up. Here's my stuff. And that was, I was like, great. That's the exact response I was looking for.
Yep.
So then the response was, as producer Butters alluded to, I was like, all right, well, I'm back to not talking to you then. I just, sorry to hear that, done. And then didn't talk to you for the rest
That's
of the
more
weekend.
than what I would have done. I just put okay
Thumbs up emoji.
or great
Great.
or thumbs up emoji.
Thumbs up emoji. That's always the go-to when you're done with the conversation. There it is.
I'll put those in my back pocket for later.
That's a great idea.
I think I'm doing better this week.
I'm proud of you.
I mean, it's only one day, but you know.
It's only Monday, but that's
We'll
okay.
see, buddy.
I'm
It's a
proud of
busy
you.
week.
Hey, look, I haven't had a
Emotional breakdown?
not that, but
Oh,
like
good.
You've been here 2 hours.
I'm so
Give it
proud.
time.
I've been here more than 2. Well, yeah, okay. I didn't get mad, so that's
That's good.
I haven't gotten mad.
Good.
I'm proud of you.
You also
Perfect,
didn't
right?
make McCall cry yet. So
I'm
No,
not
it's
going to
okay.
make her
He's not
cry.
going to make me cry today. He'll be okay. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what verge I'm at in breakdown land, and then we'll have a conversation.
But I think I was emotionally exhausted as well.
Yeah. Last
that.
week?
were you,
I don't know.
were you
Whatever
sending me
the
that
week-
vibe? Was I sending that vibe?
What-
Whose vibe were we
what
feeding
day
off?
I don't
was
know
that?
I wanna
whose
know who to
vibe I was
blame.
feeding off of, but I hate you all. Because, like, at the end of the week, I was like, I hate everything. I'm out.
You didn't feed off our vibe. You took our vibe because I'm fine now. And I think he's fine. It's his argument. You took all of it. You doubled
Look,
up on
Friday,
it. You're like,
Friday
this is
was
good, give me
much
some more.
needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
you-
Yeah. Yeah.
One of us was here on Friday.
Yeah. Wasn't me.
I
And,
had all
and
my
that's not
stuff
to say
done.
that there wasn't an emergency. You got to call him. What the heck is going on at the station?
What would be the difference between if I was here and I would have had to just come back here?
There
Yeah.
would have been
So-
5 people working on it at the exact same time as opposed to 4.
Yeah.
And the odd number would have worked. See, the problem is that one cancels out another and the third cancels out the fourth. But if you have a 5th,
Look,
I don't math.
Look,
That,
it
I
was
don't know what
totally
math that
fine.
was. That was ridiculous.
Look, it's fine. Everything was fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
what Producer Butters
I needed a
just
day.
told me was that if you need a day, you can work from home. That's what he told me.
Cool. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
A day, McCall. A day.
Not a week.
One
A
a day.
A week's of vacation.
I'll see you in a week. And that's it. I'm out. See ya.
And then this is when AJ has a mental breakdown.
No, I had
It's
a mental
coming.
breakdown. It's my turn.
Common.
Other than his doesn't. His, yeah.
His does it. His does it. Yeah. What the hell does that mean?
That means yours makes me nervous.
Mine makes you nervous.
Your mental breakdown makes me nervous.
Mine just makes him laugh.
No, that's fair. It's not McCall. It's different. You have one like once every 3 months. We're kind of used to it.
Lies and slander.
Don't mind her. She's just crying.
It's fine.
That
She's
has
crying
been, I feel
and
like
laughing. I don't know
absolutely
what's
been
going
said
on.
before. Actually, it has been said. I said it.
Yeah. Nah, she's okay. She's just crying. It's fine.
I feel
That's
very
usually what I
comfortable.
say.
I feel very comfortable at the once a quarter statement.
Look, she's like Ava Max. She's like a little bit sweet and psycho. So
Thanks, producer
And you don't make good music, apparently.
Apparently.
That's my statement.
oh,
The
Thanks,
first time
producer
Ava Max
Butters.
makes a good song will be the first time Ava Max makes a good song.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and cry now.
I like some of her
Look, I was just making a joke. You don't make any music that I know of.
She did with her ukulele.
That was for parodies. It's entirely different.
Okay, but for real, I have to go.
Have fun on that mental breakdown.
Thanks.
This has been the AJ and McCall Show.
After the show.